Hey there, good morning everyone. Tuesday the 18th of January 2022. This morning's devotion is a reading from Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, which reads, "Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful." How important is Scripture in your life? Well, to answer this, let's have a look at the life of Jesus. We see that when Jesus was tempted, what did he do? He quoted Scripture. When Jesus was challenged, what did he do? He quoted Scripture. When Jesus was crucified, what did he do? He quoted Scripture. He didn't hurl insults at those who were hurting him, those who were crucifying him, or even those who were tempting him. And so one of the ways to live like Jesus is to memorize, to internalize Scripture, so that when we are in a similar situation, I'm not saying that you'll be crucified, perhaps not physically, but sometimes in life you do get crucified by the crowds. But when that happens, you are able to quote Scripture. Quoting Scripture, remembering Scripture helps in many situations. Now you may say, "But I can't memorize." Well, you don't have to memorize the whole Scripture from Genesis through to Revelation. For example, John chapter 3 verse 16. Many of us know it. I'm not going to tell you what it says. If you don't know what it says, look it up. And many of us also know Psalm 23. Most of us know that off by heart. And even if we don't know it off by heart, we know a large portion of it. So to quote Scripture really does help in difficult situations. And there are many Scriptures that will apply to you yourself that may not apply to me. So here are some things that will help you to memorize Scripture. Firstly, you need to begin to ask God to speak to you. You need to internalize the Scripture. The author of Psalm 119 in verse 18 writes, "Open my eyes that I may see wonderful things." God is asked by the author to teach or to give understanding. Next, we need to remember that the Bible is just not a book. Scripture is living and active, and it's sharper than any double-edged sword. And God speaks to those who listen through His word. And we can find that in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. So here are some more tips. Firstly, you need to read Scriptures intentionally on a daily basis, not once a week when you go to a church building or to a worship center, but read it every day. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you do? You probably grab your phone. So try this. When you wake up in the morning, leave the phone and grab the Scriptures. So you have to tackle the distractions with intent. Our environments and our busy minds contribute to our lack of concentration. Maybe instead of reading the Bible on the phone app, perhaps put the phone aside and get a printed copy of the Scriptures. That way, you can avoid the temptation of looking at all these Facebook notifications and WhatsApp notifications as they come plowing in the morning. After all, your phone is not going to go anywhere without you. Reading that leads to understanding is far more important than trying to plow through the Scriptures all in one sitting. So set attainable goals. Set a number of verses or a chapter and then read it with intent. With that, it'll help you to develop the practice of reading the Bible. Use a decent Bible commentary. The commentaries help to reveal the context that draws us into the reading and gives us a better understanding of the Scriptures. My dear friends, I've spoken a lot this morning. So how important is Scripture in your life? The life of Jesus dramatically answers that question. I would encourage you to keep on at it. You will be surprised at how the Scriptures are able to change your life. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.